The India CSR and ESG Summit 2024, hosted by CSR Box, which was recently held in the national capital, gave a vital platform for industry leaders, stakeholders, and experts to engage in dialogue on corporate social responsibility and environmental stewardship. The event opened with a thought-provoking welcome address by Professor Ajay Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, setting an inspiring tone for the summit.
We all appreciate that corporate social responsibility, CSR, is pivotal in driving research and innovation, addressing societal challenges. By bridging industry, academia, and startups, CSR funding creates a robust ecosystem to tackle issues such as clean energy, air pollution, water scarcity, healthcare access, and waste management, amongst many. CSR plays a crucial role in strengthening industry, India academia startup collaborations, helping transform academic research into scalable solutions. Platforms like Manthan encourage and align CSIR investments with national priorities, fostering collaborations between industries, startups, and academia.
ESG Summit as well in this entire gamut wanted to say, and you must be surprised that when you registered today, you haven't received any delegate kit. It's intentionally designed ESG Summit. By not giving you the brochures in the entire kit, we have saved close to 7,12,000 pages. Just imagine that. By not giving you anything in terms of physical thing, and even printing of any stuff happening for this entire event, we have saved close to 8,500 2-liter water. So that's what we wanted to bring the entire narrative into practice, and we wanted to move to next level event in the sustainability segment, where everything that we are doing, we walk the talk. And we really wanted all of us to follow that. When tomorrow you will receive another delegate kit and in your application system, you will not get anything physical, except a kit which you have to carry, except the bag, jute bag. So no printing has happened for this entire event, and we are really proud of what we have been able to achieve for this event and walk the talk in the sustainability segment.
Next, the highly anticipated India ESG Outlook Report 2024 was launched, exploring insights into the nation's evolving ESG landscape.
The report looks at 4 key environmental indicators. While we are calling it ESG report, we have focused a lot on environmental part only, because that's where we wanted to, because social we are covering tomorrow in India CSR Outlook Report anyways. So environment we wanted to cover today, and governance I'm leaving all of you that this is internal, largely internal, and we have to deal with it. But we wanted to cover 4 key indicators or key areas in the entire environment segment: emissions, energy, water, and waste. And we have looked at 227 large companies in BSE 250. We were able to get data from only 227 companies for last financial year. And we had tried to analyze the data of those 227 companies. And on that basis, we have prepared a report which is more of a sectoral analysis, and probably there are many surprising factors for all of us that when you combine the data at the sector level, you really see that there's a lot of deviation, lot of differences in terms of how businesses operate in their industry segment.
CSR activity is something that, which came in almost, I think, around 15, 16 years ago, and which was legislation which kind of propelled or kind of pushed the corporates to commit to a certain amount of expenditure or spending for philanthropic and social causes. And there were many corporates, I think, who were already doing on their own without any kind of pressure from anyone, who wanted to give back to society. But I think CSR as a concept, as a law, it really kind of made everyone kind of look in the direction and made themselves commit to it. Many a time, all of us have got good intentions, and all of us want to do good. Not that, we don't want to do good. But thoughts don't translate into action. And good intentions don't really fructify. So I think what this legislation enabled was giving you that little bit of a push so that you get involved. And I see that many people they spend much more than what the CSR actually asks them to spend.
पिछले कुछ वर्षों में हमने देखा है कि CSR के माध्यम से कई कंपनियों ने शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में स्वास्थ्य, पर्यावरण संरक्षण और महिला सशक्तिकरण जैसे महत्वपूर्ण क्षेत्र में उल्लेखनीय योगदान दिया है। इन प्रयासों ने समाज में एक पॉजिटिव इन्वायरमेंट क्रिएट किया है। हालांकि हमें यह भी स्वीकार करना होगा कि बिहार, उड़ीसा तथा अन्य पिछड़े राज्यों में शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य तथा औद्योगिक विकास की दर अपेक्षाकृत निम्न है। यदि हम इन राज्यों में औद्योगिक ढांचे को मजबूत नहीं करेंगे तो आर्थिक विकास को गति नहीं मिलेगी। इसके लिए हमें निजी क्षेत्र के सहयोग की आवश्यकता है ताकि रोजगार सृजन और कौशल विकास के लिए एक ठोस आधार तैयार किया जा सके। स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में ग्रामीण इलाकों में स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं तक बहुत ही कठिन अप्रोच हो पाता है। जैसा कि हम सब जानते हैं, मैटरनल एवं चाइल्ड हेल्थ का जो आंकड़ा है निश्चित रूप से वह बहुत अच्छा नहीं है। और आप लोगों ने जब CSR के माध्यम से यहाँ बुनियादी सुविधाओं को बेहतर किया है तो इन आंकड़ों में काफ़ी इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ है। इन सभी चुनौतियों के समाधान के लिए हमें CSR के माध्यम से इन राज्यों को, जो पिछड़े राज्य हमारे हैं, उसको अधिकतम फंड उपलब्ध कराने की आवश्यकता है।
जो मैंने पानी का काम किया है, आप बिलीव नहीं करेंगे, 35 किलोमीटर में जो नदी मर चुकी थी वो नदी मैंने जिंदा किया है। तो मैंने सरोवर का काम चालू किया, अभी तक मैंने 150 करोड़ रुपया वहाँ पे खर्चा किया है। 150, ओनली 150। और आज ये सर रिपोर्ट बोलता है, आप इरिगेशन मिनिस्टर बैठे हैं, रिपोर्ट हमारा बोलता है हर साल पानी जो मैंने बचाया है, जो दिखता है वो 1700 करोड़ का है, जमीन में मरता है वो 1700 का अलग। 3500 करोड़ के 4000 करोड़ का पानी हमने बचाया है ओनली 150 करोड़ रुपया में। आप समझो मेरी रॉयल्टी कितनी भगवान के यहाँ होगी, मेरा ए बैंक अकाउंटेंट कितना होगा। ये मेरा CSR का हिसाब मत करो। अनकंडीशनल काम करो, अनकंडीशनल दान करो, अनकंडीशनल सेवा करो, कुदरत अनकंडीशनल देगा। हेलो, ये किसी यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ाया नहीं जाता है। ये सिंपल सा गणित है, जितना चाहिए वो दो। मान चाहिए, मान देना चालू करो। पैसा चाहिए, पैसा देना चालू। अपने पास समझ है, समझ देना चालू करो। अपने पास जो कुछ है देना चालू करो, अपने आप मिलना चालू हो जाएगा। ये बिजनेस की सबसे बड़ी फिलोसॉफी है और मैं ये 47 साल से अपना रहा हूँ।
This was followed by the Leadership Forum 2024, where experts explored driving purpose alongside profit, bringing fresh perspectives to the forefront.
Sandeep, my understanding is that IBM as a company intends to upskill 30 million people by the year 2030 in areas as diverse as machine learning, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, data analytics, big data, IoT, and the list goes on. So the community impact of such an initiative is fairly clear. But how does this align with IBM's underlying business objectives?
I mean, IBM is a technology company, and at the heart of everything we do is people,
right,
and more importantly, technically skilled people who actually are involved in both delivering hardware and software that we develop,
absolutely,
but also delivering technological solutions. So it is, technical skills are very much at the heart of everything we do as IBM. And I think the whole notion about skilling and driving technical skills, it has a twofold benefit. One is clearly it furthers our alignment of our strategy, but more importantly, I think wherever we operate, creating the right kind of ecosystems, which means the right kinds of skills and others, but also ensuring that we are cultivating talent in the right spaces, that is really important to us.
And I want to switch gears for a moment and come to you now, Hina, because if we are to look at Diageo's 2030 goals, they encompass everything from water, hygiene and sanitation improved infrastructure, right? Reducing the carbon footprint, and all the more increased emphasis on diversity, equity and inclusion, road safety, and I'm just naming a few in terms of what lies ahead. So very similarly, we understand the societal impact of what Diageo is trying to do, but how does it in very tangible terms lead to an uptick in profitability?
I think it's about how do you link your purpose with your mission, with your execution principles. And I'll just talk a little bit about the mission. When I came in 2021, we established a mission that we wanted to be top performing consumer company in India, delivering long-term value to all our stakeholders. Long-term value to stakeholders necessarily means ESG and sustainability is a part of it, right? And so to take it further, we took ESG to be one of three pillars in our strategy. And therefore, when you are executing strategy, you are executing all three pillars. It's a given. The execution principles for us are about creating triple wins. And what we call triple wins is value for the consumer, for the company, and for the community that we operate in, right? So, ESG is not seen as a cost generator in our company. ESG is seen as something that will create genuine value for the consumer, and the consumer will be willing to pay for it. It will benefit the communities, and that's when the benefit flows back to us because it is an investment in the community. And all this adds back to the profitability and reputation of the company. And they can coexist beautifully.
Huge round of applause, please, because I think we have a brand in front of us that's not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. And I'll come to you now, Sumit. Now, obviously, Signify lights up some of the country's most remote corridors, some of its last mile geographies, all right? And you're transforming the lives of those involved. But nonetheless, it's a bit unclear as to how we decipher the connect between profitability and purpose here. And I'd imagine it comes with several layers of challenges. So how do you go about addressing them, navigating them, and seeing your way through them?
So first of all, fantastic to be here, and good evening to all. It was amazing to hear what Dholkiji had to say, and also Honorable Minister to hear him. We are called Signify Innovations as a company, but all this while we changed our name 4 years back. So we were known as Philips Lighting. So it's been a Philips Lighting, and what we say is that we are the second biggest light source on earth. Which is the first one? Sun, right? So when you are a brand which is the second biggest light source after sun, you carry a huge responsibility with you. And there is no life without light. And light has so much of deeper impact on consumers, on what we do. And what you asked about profitability, I think, we have been in this country for the last 100 years. We have been leading lighting in the world for so many years. And it only comes because of the things which, it's very easy to relate to what Mr. Dholkia was saying, right? More you give, more is going to come to you. And I think we are the example of what that is. We have a very distinct 4 programs in our company. And all of them are about bringing change to the last mile. The first program is called Har Gaon Roshan. You would be surprised that yes, electricity has gone to every place. But not all mohallas are lit. Even today there are places where women find it very difficult to come out in the evening in far-flung villages. Right. We have gone ahead and lit around 500 such villages. One of the village, in fact, got India Tourism Award. It's called Ladopur village in MP, which has now become a part of a tourism attraction where all these things are lit. And what happens when lighting comes in the evening is not only about creating safety, it also starts creating commerce. And when you start creating commerce, people start staying on the roads for more number of times, the business kind of grows, so it has a direct impact on the society. We have another program which is called Jagmag Pathshala, where we are going to schools. I don't know how many of you are aware, but a lighting level has a huge impact in the way people learn. And we know it, we know light. Everywhere I go, I just look up as to what lighting source it is. But there are so many schools now, around 300 schools which we are going and having lighting up those schools. And when you hear those teachers who are coming in and saying that now it feels far more better to come and teach, and students are learning much better. The third program which we have is called, on sports. It's called Khel Jyoti. You see all our programs have some bit of light in it. So Khel Jyoti is a program where we are going and bringing sports, getting people outdoors in the evening in far-flung areas of India. Recently, we started something called as volleyball league in the eastern part of India. It is one of the biggest leagues with 120 and all more than 200 villages participate in it. And I think one of the players or few players in Indian team on volleyball are coming from those kind of places.
Wonderful examples and very tangible ones of what this brand is doing on an everyday basis. And Sandeep, I want to come to you, because one of the leading criticisms when it comes to the education system perhaps in this country is that we are churning out graduates, but they are simply not employable. All right? And IBM is working hand in hand with the education department and the skilling department of the government of India to change all of that. Now, that of course is very generous and magnanimous, right? But what do you think that does to IBM's perception in terms of brand value and market leadership?
So, I think we've got to sort of look at this from two perspectives.
Please.
I think any work that we do, it's all about being a good corporate citizen in any dimension. So it's by we do good by doing good. I think that's the mindset that we need to have. If we think about it from an India perspective, today we are actually sitting on a demographic dividend which is waiting to be unleashed. I think within the next few years we will be sitting on an employable workforce that is going to be, fairly significant, and if it is appropriately skilled for the right kinds of technical skills, the right kind of vocational skills and so on, we can literally become a skills capital of the world. So from a branding perspective, I think a lot of it has to do with how do we enable the creation of right ecosystems wherever we operate, so that we are recognized as a company that is not only skilling people, but skilling people with a purpose for them to become more employable. So the work that we do in skilling, we don't think about it too much as a branding exercise, but by the very nature that people who go through the programs, they find opportunities either as entrepreneurs themselves or people who can move into the tech world by getting internships, by getting jobs and so on. That itself creates a brand value. So I don't think anyone should think about how what you do from a CSR perspective or for skilling, which is what we do. Most of our CSR work is in skilling. We don't think about it as what will this do to the IBM brand. It's all about, is it creating an impact for where we are operating, either in the state or the city and others where we are operating, in the country where we are operating, more importantly. And then how is that individual who is benefiting from it creating a broader impact to the society?
The day continued with a spirited award ceremony honoring champions in sustainable impact with the Doing Good for Bharat Awards 2024 and the Nature Tech Awards. The India CSR and ESG Summit 2024, hosted by CSR Box, culminated on high-voltage discussions, pride, and a sense of achievement. Though the curtains came down, but the search for excellence by the Times Group will go on.